Hi there and welcome to Jay's Toy Collection UK live from MCM London Comic Con, and you may notice a gentleman beside me. It is of course Lenny from the G.I. Joe team.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Good to meet you guys in person.
Your first time at MCM, I do believe?
My first time at MCM, my first time in London.
Fantastic. Are you having a good time?
I'm having a great time. Great city.
Brilliant. I've only been here a couple of times. It's very busy and it's very wet today as well. So it's very British. We're going to get straight into G.I. Joe. So I will come around here and Lenny will take us through the new reveals from today. If we could start off here.
Oh yeah. So we have our first reveal, which is our Crimson Guard Troop Builder. This is our female version. Comes with all the really cool accessories the male version did as well. But I'm excited to get her in a line, especially on a retro card back. What a cool way to introduce kind of a retro-inspired character. We also have Crazy Legs. You guys remember we did Crazy Legs, the Night Force version, with the Dragonfly.
He is currently in my collection on the top, so it's cool to see the coloured version of him as well in the collection.
And it was a staple of the line back in the day, so we made sure to get him into the line. And of course, in those bright colors that BMAC always jokes around that, like, not so great to be jumping out of a helicopter and very bright red. Anyways,
I love a bit of crazy colors.
I love
G.I. Joe.
Crazy colors, crazy legs. It goes together. We also have Zap. This is the original G.I. Joe Bazooka Trooper. He comes with his really cool stylized bazooka, which actually telescopes, so you can kind of situate it as you articulate. He comes with an XMLR laser rifle, as well as fists, backpack, and in the backpack you can stow his missiles. So really cool kitted out figure. And the helmet, of course, is removable.
Very nice. We've got to get that original 13 complete, so I'm sure everybody's going to be very happy about that one. And here's by editing magic, we have moved to the other side. Look at Lenny, he's fully into this. The other side of MCM, and over here we have the new made-to-order Artic Hiss. Now, from my good friend Mark Taktak, he is asking, what inspired the made-to-order to start happening with G.I. Joe? If this goes well, will we see some more? And can you take us through the Artic Hiss?
Yeah, for sure. So we've been seeing a lot of success with pre-orders on the other brands, and G.I. Joe has a lot of cool vehicles. We have a lot of cool large characters, large accessories, so we saw the opportunity to introduce it into our line. And the Artic Hiss was a perfect opportunity to do that, because the Hiss tank, it came in so many different variations back in the day, in the 80s and in the 90s, so we took it as an opportunity to offer it again, and especially with pre-order, because it's kind of the perfect model to reissue a HasLab in a new colorway. It will be a different offering, of course, but it was a good opportunity to get it back out to the people.
So no electronics in this one.
No electronics. So I can take you guys through the product. So in this version, there'll be no electronics. However, everything you see here on the vehicle itself is what you will get. We've updated some of the details to make it feel like the 25th anniversary version, inspired by, but then we updated it. So from the 25th anniversary version, we added the tarp, the sculpted detail of the tarp. And on the other side is a basket. In the basket, it'll have C-clips to hold your weapons and or tools. So like, say you get stuck in the mud, you can dig out your giant tank. Or you have little gas tanks in there as well. It's removable too, so you can take the bucket off, you can take the tarp off. We also updated the laser rifles, or laser assault rifles on the side. You can take them off and the figures can man them, which is pretty rad. And then the quad rocket launcher on the back is removable as well. And that can come off via the bottom port, and that'll actually fit onto the Stinger, it'll fit onto the All-Striker, all cross-compatible. And in the back, it'll still store figures. So there's a figure area that could sit in there, kind of like an APC. And if you have the original Hiss tank, you'll be able to take all the accessories from there and connect it to this one as well.
I was going to ask, are they interchangeable? Because I do have the original, so they are,
so everything is backwards compatible. And then, of course, we have our driver, which we can probably swing around later.
We'll swing around in a bit to the driver, but so that will definitely be one I think that will go well with the Snowcat that has just come out, which I do have on order as well.
Awesome, thank you.
And I think you were telling me yesterday it's just an off-white color as well to the Snowcat as well.
So if you look at this guy, it may appear to the eye very white, but it actually is an off-white color. We're doing that to ensure that life testing, so it will stay its color for longer.
Brilliant. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. I'm already going to make a pitch. I know you probably can't answer pitches, but I love the Dreadnoks, and I want a Thunder machine. It could be perfect for made to order, so I'm going to put that into the zeitgeist at least.
I want a Thunder machine too.
Fantastic. So take that as what you will, but we hopefully can have a Thunder machine. Now, I saw a lot of Transformers today, and the Energon Universe, the Skybound crossover.
I know, I'm so pumped.
Could we? Is there any possibility there, because they're both Hasbro-owned brands, for a crossover, maybe 2 packs, maybe something crazy like a 1/12 scale Transformer that would scale with a Joe?
Potentially. I mean, where there's a will, there's a way.
Indeed. So we are putting that out there into the universe. Again, I love a bit of world building. I like the dioramas. If we swing around this way, you'll see we've got some of the modular dioramas here in the case. So again, it's just, are we going to keep expanding this into 2026 with more smaller play sets, dioramas and things to help with our world building?
Of course.
In G.I. Joe?
Yeah, so we're going to look into where it makes the most sense, what kind of dioramas you can add, what kind of vehicles you can add. We're trying to make centerpieces for the line.
Yeah.
So as you expand your shelf, what can you put on the shelf that will enhance your figures?
Yeah.
So whether that be battle stations, whether it be vehicles, whether it be larger pets, we're looking into how to do that.
To really, that is what I want to hear, expanded line. We'll come back in front of the G.I. Joe booth as well. We are having some lovely moving around. It's a very, very busy.
I kind of like this. I like this, like...
I'm a very flowy
It's interview on the move.
Now, I was chewing Lenny's ear off about this yesterday, so now I'm going to have to chew it off on camera. We're in the UK, and Action Man was very big in the 1990s.
I heard all about him yesterday.
Yes, orange card backs, all that sort of thing. So we're just putting it out there. Again, is there anything stopping that potentially in the future?
Can't speak to future figures.
I had to get that in somewhere because I wanted that line out of Lenny.
Future figures are product. I forgot that part too. But I was wonderful hearing all the data about Action Man. I'm familiar with Action Man, being a Hasbro employee, and I will say that I understand that the orange needs to be almost burning your eyeballs, correct?
It's the absolute key. Yeah. Bright orange is what we like to see when it comes to that, if that were ever to be a possibility in the future. But my main way into G.I. Joe was actually when the classified line started, I started backtracking the Sunbow cartoon across.
It still holds up, dude.
It does. Yeah. So I was going to ask you, what was your way into G.I. Joe, and does that inspire the way you actually design the figures?
I think my way into G.I. Joe was seeing them in a store called KB Toy.
Right, yeah.
In the late 80s, and I would go with my dad or my mom when we would go to the mall and they're picking stuff up, and they would take me to the toy store and they said I could pick out 2. I get 2 figures every time we went shopping. And I think I would just pick them based on their look, and then I would turn them and read their backstory on the file card. Who can forget the amazing file cards? That's kind of like where the lore started.
Yeah.
And then from there, I remember going to my friend's house, and he had a little TV in his room when he was young, and we had the VHS tape of the movie. Yeah. And that's why I was introduced to Cobra Law.
What a theme tune that is, by the way.
Yeah.
The theme tune. Don't forget your Pyphona. She is currently available. Yes. She is on my purchase list for today.
Yep.
So that was your way into G.I. Joe then. So again, does that era inspire more of the designs, or are you putting your own spin on it as a designer?
I think it's a combination, right? Because like we're paying respect to what the designers did to start this line, kind of the genius they had from toy designers and character designers, and then we're trying to pull it into one cohesive line look, which is classified. Yeah. So to do that, we added modern elements, right? So if they're wearing jeans, more modern jean. Yeah. If they're wearing a military vest, more of a modern military vest. And in some cases, if we're going to do a character that's sci-fi infused, we'll do modern sci-fi elements. And then we do want to incorporate new characters. We want to incorporate new costumes. So, we want to get to every character that's been done, but we also want to get to characters that can be done, and new characters that can enhance the line.
Brilliant. And one of my questions from the channel members, I believe, was in regards to female Cobra and Dreadnoughts. But earlier, we did show. If you could talk us through the render reveal from the panel there.
So let me see if I can remember exactly, because I work on 10,000 things at once. So Zanya is coming to the line.
That's the one.
Zartan's daughter, basically the queen of the Dreadnoughts, right? Yeah. Princess, rather. We also showed, give me a second, my memory is terrible.
We had a Ninja Force with
right.
a mohawk.
Ninja Force Zartan, because I mean, if you're going to be a ninja, why wouldn't you have a bright orange mohawk with orange chains dangling from you?
That is a very similar design again to what we mentioned with Action Man in the 90s with Dr. X. So again, there's some crazy colours that would come from that era, the early 90s toys.
Yeah, and it's funny, I'm such a deer in headlights like on the moment. What else did we reveal?
You had a 2-pack, and I can't remember the names of the characters.
Taurus and Red Bull.
Well, a lovely beard, I remember, was the takeaway, I think,
so
from
if
BMAX.
you guys remember the cartoon, one thing that from the movie that really stuck with me was Taurus's curls to his beard. So stay tuned about that.
Okay.
And again, it's really cool to get into the Renegades.
Yeah.
So it's one of Slaughter's sub-teams. He had multiple sub-teams, so we're diving into that.
So, talking beards, you've got two very bearded men here, and this has literally come to me on the fly during the interview. Flocking. What about flocking for beards?
Did Emily talk to you before this?
No, she has not. No, I've not seen her today.
Emily has been busting my chops for flocked beards and rooted hair.
Right, okay.
I keep on telling her no. I will say this, from an engineering standpoint, if we can make it look good, we'll do it. But if we can't make it look good, we're not going to do it. But a flock beard, maybe?
So stand here, maybe flock beards to come in the future.
It's got to look good.
My final question, because we've got to wrap it up, is about bathtub. So earlier on the channel, I did a review from the bathtub.
I heard about this.
Of the Cobra Divers. So, if we were to ever have any form of floating vehicle, which of course Lenny cannot speak to,
Cannot.
hopefully you would make it float.
We would do our best. I would say this. That's a very engineering question.
Yes.
And the goal from a design standpoint was like, yeah, it's got to float. But things happen during development, and sometimes you don't want to sacrifice the aesthetic, especially on a collector line, for something that floats. But I would do everything in my power to make that thing float if we could.
Thank you. Yeah. Lenny is on it. So thank you very much to Lenny for his time. He's a very busy man today. Everybody's been on their feet all day. I've dragged him across the booth. So thank you, Lenny, for your time.
He's dragging me around.
He is ready. I have been Jay. This, of course, has been Jay's Toy Collection UK, and I will, of course, see you on the next one.